Welcome to the Aspire Career Video Library. This video looks at design within the creative industries. As a designer, you'll be creating eye-catching visuals or products and will need to have strong creative abilities. Design covers a range of industries and roles, from graphic design to fashion design to interior design. Depending on your role, you could be working on a variety of products and activities, such as websites, advertising, books, magazines, or clothing. Listen to our volunteers to find out more about the vast range of design careers you could pursue.
Hi, my name is Ali Gezganel and I'm a graphic designer for a fintech company called PayZilch. I've been a graphic designer for about 7 years, graduating from the University of Hertfordshire.
Hello, my name is Michael Neoklos. I am 23 years old. I am an associate technical artist at Playground Games. I've been working professionally in the games industry for just under a year now, and I studied the art of video games at Escape Studios for 3 years.
My name is Jennifer Shamandi Bogosian. I worked in finance for 7 years and I'm currently the founder and creative director of my eponymous luxury footwear brand, Jennifer Shamandi. I've worked in this industry for 5 years, and prior to that I did my undergrad studies in economics at the London School of Economics.
I'm Maddie Abrams and I'm a graphic designer at Glide Utilities. I've been working in the industry for just over 4 years and I graduated with a graphic design degree from Falmouth University. Well, that's an easy one. We design. So it can be projects big and small, ranging from a whole advertising campaign, managing social media accounts, print work such as brochures, leaflets, invitations, and anything and everywhere in between.
People in my sector usually work on sort of day-to-day objectives in the creative department. Usually consists of email marketing, sending out emails to all our customers, working on social media creative, also campaigns that we run from time to time. We have a nice little tight-knit group of creative designers and we all work together to get all objectives done.
I'm an artist, so my job would be to help the team make a gorgeous environment that the player would move around in and interact with. Even more specifically, I'm a technical artist, so all those assets that you see in a game, tables, chairs for example, I would have to look over that and make sure it's optimized and make sure it looks great as well.
My personal mission is to create and design shoes for women to feel comfortable, beautiful and empowered. What first interested me in this sector is the creative process. Designing shoes is very complex and I like to call shoes the mathematics of fashion, and I always had this ambivalence between mathematics and creative.
I've always been somewhat creative ever since a young age. From primary school, secondary school, I've always had that interest in sort of the arts and graphic design, and I really wanted to pursue that in my adult life.
So when I was at sixth form, I did photography and I absolutely loved it. I loved taking the photos, but I loved going into Photoshop and editing them even more. So that's what led me to graphic design. What also interested me was that it was coursework based rather than exam based, which I just prefer. I didn't do very well in exams and I didn't like the stress of it, and I much preferred a sort of coursework based subject. What also interested me was I love keeping up with brands and advertising, you know, magazines and stuff, and I loved learning about how brands were doing their marketing and their designing, so that was another one that really led me into graphic design.
I love playing video games. Been playing them since I was a young kid, and later on in my life, in my late teens, I discovered a love for 3D art and 3D modelling and texturing and the like, and I realised that I can apply that to my love for video games, and I realised that I could make a career out of it. Someone who has a passion for playing video games, as great as that sounds, is true. If you have a passion for playing them, you may have a passion for creating. Being an effective communicator certainly helps as well. Sometimes, especially for big budget games and big budget studios, you'll be working with a studio of over 100 people. Being able to communicate efficiently helps a tremendous amount. That also applies to the art side, because you will be receiving feedback and you will have to give feedback on other people's art and your own art, and being able to, take that and apply it effectively will get you a long way.
So a person that is suited for this particular role in graphic design would be somebody who is naturally creative, loves to keep up with brands, loves looking at packaging, loves looking at advertising, somebody who is motivated, and someone who is good at problem solving.
You have to be enthusiastic, you have to be passionate about what you do. If you're not passionate about it, then there's really no point of doing it. So you have to have that passion, especially in the creative arts, graphic design. You have to love what you do.
To be well suited in this role, you need to be creative, organized, perseverant, and patient. Competition is very high in this sector, and you need to work very hard to be able to develop good relationships with clients and suppliers. For a sixth former to develop these skills early, I would recommend to start implementing these characteristics in their personal life. So be more organized, more disciplined, reach out to people in the industry that they're interested in. Also, I always say that knowledge is power, so educating oneself is extremely important and helpful. So start reading books and articles, watch movies and documentaries. There's so many classes and courses that are available online, so definitely do that.
Sixth formers can develop their skills in a number of ways now. Now we have YouTube. I wasn't fortunate enough to have a tool like YouTube back in the day. Although YouTube was around, there wasn't many tutorials and videos that I could have learned from. In comparison to today, there's loads of tutorials, so YouTube is probably the best tool to learn different techniques and skills, so definitely YouTube.
For a sixth former to develop skills early, I highly recommend that they take a little walk to their local art gallery, go to craft markets, look at social media at sponsored adverts. All that sort of stuff will help drive any natural passion and creativity and craftiness. I also believe that students and anyone looking to pursue a career in graphic design can just start whenever they want. If you've got an event coming up, make an invitation or a thank you card or a personalised gift of any sort like that. And also maybe make a meme, anything for social media, do a fun video on TikTok, anything like that will be really beneficial to learning the skills on how to get yourself out there.
There are plenty of free online resources. There's some great sites, at 80 Level or ArtStation. I would highly recommend just giving them a scroll and check out some professional work and see if that was something that you'd like to be a part of. It's a big industry, and there are plenty of game developers who are very keen to share their knowledge. Join a forum and ask some questions. Most people are very happy to share and give some insight. If you have access to a computer, I'd highly recommend picking up a 3D software. A lot of them are free for students. Give it a whirl, see if you enjoy it. Might be something that you're into.
So the sort of qualifications that you would need to study sort of graphic design or illustration, obviously a creative qualification, whether you go to sort of art college or you write out at sixth form. I went to sixth form and I studied art design, photography, ICT. Having a creative degree or qualification does help.
When it comes to game art, I would say, it certainly helps to have a degree in art or the art of video games or a design degree or anything like that, but honestly, it's not vital. I've worked with plenty of artists and plenty of gameplay designers or programmers who are completely self-taught. It really depends on the path that you'd like to take.
The qualifications I needed for this role is footwear design courses, and also I needed to learn Italian to be able to communicate with my factory in Italy. Also, my 7 years in banking prior to launching my brand were extremely formative and invaluable.
When I was in sixth form, I wish I knew that I should take more risks and put myself out there. I was really scared of rejection, so I never used to share my designing or my photography because I was really scared and I would get offended if someone said they didn't like it. But graphic design is a form of art, and art isn't for everyone. So I wish I knew to just not be scared of rejection and to put myself out there. You don't have to be perfect from day one, and no matter what you do, someone will love it and someone will hate it, and that's fine. That's how it works, and that's not a problem whatsoever.
I wish I knew that this was a career path that I could take. I was originally told by quite a few people that the games industry had no jobs, that it wasn't going anywhere, and that being a games artist wouldn't give you any money. Couldn't be further from the truth. If I go back and tell my younger self otherwise, I would, and I'd start pursuing it a lot earlier.
Organise your time, prepare yourself well, also try and find that balance, because I know people might struggle sort of with a work-life balance, so it's important to have that balance, but you must sort of keep your head down, focus, because sixth form, it's really important. With that sixth form, the likelihood of going to university is pretty slim, so focus and prepare yourself, I'd say.
What I wish I knew when I was in sixth form is that your passion can come as a second career. So don't skip the steps and be patient and trust the process. Launching my footwear brand was my second career after banking.
In terms of art, there's no right or wrong answer. So whatever you interpret, however you interpret it, just keep practicing, and that's the best way to develop your skills.
Thank you to all the volunteers who took part in this video. If you want to explore different career options, you can view more sector videos from our career video library on our website, aspire.upreach.org.uk. If you're planning to go to university, you can also use this website to register for career support, worth £2,700 during your degree. Check your eligibility and register today.